you doing? Well, that was, this side of the room is sort of awake. How about over here? Let's try that again. Good morning. There we go. That's good. My name's Jennifer Elder, and I'm here to talk a little bit about innovation, the whole point of this conference. And I have a question for you. How many of you think you have more skills than a 5-year-old? Okay, I'm afraid not all of you are raising your hand. So my next question would be, how many of you think that you are awesome innovators? Yeah, see, this is where 5-year-olds rule. When it comes to innovation, 5-year-olds have it all over us. So let me explain why. There are 5 rules that 5-year-olds can teach us. 5 from 5. The first one is that 5-year-olds are really good at why. Why is the sun yellow? Why do we have to ride in a car? Why? Drive us crazy. But they make you think. So one of the things you can learn from a 5-year-old is to go back to your organization and ask people, why do you do it that way? And then when they give you that dreaded answer, what's the worst thing that somebody can tell you when you ask them, why do you do it that way? Because that's the way we've always done it. And then you have to go back to them and say, why? I don't care if that's the way we've always done it. Why have we always done it that way? So you need to know that answer to why. So that's the first rule from a 5-year-old, is to question the status quo. The second rule from a 5-year-old is that they dream. How many of you ever played dress up? At least for Halloween. You put the tiara on and you feel pretty. You feel like you're that princess. You dream about what you could be. It has nothing to do with reality. I'm never going to be a princess. Yeah, my parents were British, but we're not in line for the throne. So it's not going to happen. But that didn't stop us as a kid from dreaming. So that's the second thing to learn from a kid, is to envision the future. Not just taking incremental steps from where we are today, which is typically what we do with budgeting. We just think about next year. Think about what you want your organization to be when it grows up. So that's number 2. Number 3. I love this little kid. He's working with a screwdriver that's as big as his arm. And he's, biting his tongue, sticking his tongue out. I can do this. So 5-year-olds say, I can do it. Let me do it myself. They're not afraid to fail. They'll try. So that's rule number 3, is don't be afraid to fail. To try new things, you've got to try. You're going to fail. But failure is not in the falling down. The failure is in not getting back up. The fourth rule to learn from a 5-year-old is when you show a 5-year-old, show an adult a picture of a leaf and say, please draw this for me. This is what you'll get. A basic outline. You ask a 5-year-old to draw a leaf, and this is what you get. They go for color. They go for things that are different. They are creative. So the fourth thing you can learn from a 5-year-old is to use your own perspective. Don't worry how other people are doing things. Do it your own way. And then finally, number 5 is kids learn to make things happen using what they have available to them. They're creative. I need to get to the table. Let me stand on the dog. It'll get me there. That's great. It's a wonderful thing. And you say, how does this apply to my business? Well, think Apollo 13. They had astronauts in the capsule circling the moon, and then it all went south. And some of you may have seen the movie. My dad was actually working for NASA at the time, and they literally did take a box of everything they had available, dump it on the table, and say, this is it, guys. We got to get these people home, and this is what we have to work with. They made it happen. They innovated based on saying, not I can't, but I can. So find a way to get it done. That's rule number 5 from a 5-year-old. So, kids have it all over us. But how do we connect with that kid? And what kids do really well, and the reason why they're better at innovation than we are, is because they use their entire brain. They use the right half of their brain. They use the left half of their brain. It's connected as a kid. As we grow up and as we get into the business world, we go left brain. We forget that right-hand side. So in order to connect with that 5-year-old, you have to connect both halves of your brain. So I want to give you 2 tips that you can do to connect both sides of your brain, both science-based. The first thing is to point. You can practice this every single day. Okay, everybody do a thumbs up with your dominant hand. Now take your other hand and point at it. And now reverse. And try and do it. And then try and go back. Thumbs up, point, and it's weird. And you gotta think about it. But that's because your right hand is driven by your left brain. Your left hand is driven by your right brain. So if you want to connect both halves and be a little bit more creative, practice that every single day. And then the second thing I'm going to leave you with to connect both halves of your brain is we're going to practice right now. So I want everybody to stand up. Up. That's it. Stand up. Okay. And now we're going to twirl. Everybody twirl. There you go. Somehow, the science says if you twirl, you connect, and the synapses between both halves of your brain actually start firing. So that's a simple thing, and you too can be a 5-year-old and rock the innovation. Thank you.